Hello, everybody. Sean from Talking Fandom and such here, along with Miko. And we have to talk a little bit about Kathleen Kennedy again. So let's jump right into it. All right. So here's the thing. It's been reported that Kathleen Kennedy is losing power to Filoni and Favreau. This has been reported before and it will be reported again. This time it comes from someone with a blue check mark on their Twitter page, so people think that they have an inside scoop. In reality, this is the same retread we've heard about over and over and over again, and it's not going to happen. They just signed her to a 3-year contract. She has no actual creative control in terms of she's never written a thing in her life. Her only acting credit is from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom as a dancer in the Anything Goes dance routine, and that's uncredited. If she was really as arrogant as everybody thought she was, she would demand credit for that by now and be getting a check. She is not credited. She won't be credited. She don't care to be credited for that. Here's the thing. All she does is greenlight your Star Wars projects. Without her, you don't have Mandalorian, you don't have Kenobi, you don't have this, you don't have that. I've said all this before. I told you what I think about her resigning in my last video where we talked about should you be mad. And the fact of the matter is you shouldn't really be all that mad. We just hope that they do tell her not to produce films because she's been running herself ragged, and that's what I said in that video, and you can watch that for me talking about that longer. This is basically us talking about how she's being said to lose control to Filoni and Favreau, how Filoni and Favreau are going to be doing Star Wars movies now. This is something we heard even 2 years ago. We heard this pretty much from the beginning that Favreau and Filoni were in talks to maybe eventually jump into a movie if The Mandalorian proved successful, which it did. So when you're looking at that situation, there's not a lot to report there, because in order for her to lose control to them, if they were in charge of all Star Wars projects going forward, writing, producing, and greenlighting every project, then that would be putting her out of a job. You have to keep in mind that she is not in charge of Star Wars. She's in charge of LucasArts. Star Wars is just a big section of LucasArts that, has some really passionate fans. And yes, she has messed up, but, look, if you look at any writer, or director, or producer, or anything like that, or any president, head of any company, they're going to have had issues with one or two writers, and those writers are going to have gone away. The problem is that we get reported to in the news whenever this happens, and it results in us knowing more information about the movies being made than we actually need to know. All I need to know as a movie fan is that the movie comes out and it's good or it's bad. All I need to know about production is that this person was doing production on it, and now they're not. I don't need to know the ins and outs and the whys and the hows. All I need to know is what's going on. And the fact that people can believe that she's going to lose control of being able to tell us what Star Wars projects are greenlit, it doesn't make any sense. It just absolutely doesn't make any sense for that to happen, because if that happened, she'd be out of a job. And I know that that would make a lot of people happy, but let me play devil's advocate the way I did in the last video and just relay this to you. It doesn't matter who you put in charge, that person will be hated. If you put whoever you wanted to put in charge, I won't say Filoni because there's people that don't want Filoni in charge. I won't say Favreau because I know there's people that don't actually want Favreau in charge. But here's the thing. If you don't want one of those two in charge, you can implant random name here. Is it you? Do you want you to be in charge? Do you think you can do a better job? Then put your name there. But the bottom line is once you put your name there, you have to realize what's actually going to happen. You have to realize what's actually going to go on. And that is that the second that people see that you have greenlit a project that they don't like, they're not going to hate the writers of this project. They're not going to hate the people that are involved in this project. They're going to look at you as the president of LucasArts, and they're going to hate on you for it. Now, in the case of Kathleen Kennedy, yes, she did, in fact, run herself ragged trying to produce and be president. And I hope that that's one of the things they changed when she signed her contract to say that she can't do that anymore. But that being said, this is not even plausible. You have to stop and think logically about this. You have to think a little critically about this. Is this even plausible? It's not. If she lost control of being able to determine what Disney Star Wars projects come out, then she wouldn't be in charge of LucasArts. A lot of the rumors go she's only around to continue to do the Indiana Jones movie that nobody wants. Maybe you don't want it. All film is subjective. But that's not the only reason she's around. She doesn't get a writing credit on that either. So to say that she is going to lose control to Favreau and Filoni and that they're moving on to the movie industry for them, it's not a surprise. It's not a shock. This is not news. This has been reported for a long time. It is this constant clickbaitness that we have going on. Clickbaitness, is that a word? Is clickbaitness a word? It should be. Webster's get on that. Look, the thing of it is that we know that this is going to get views. If you say, oh, Kathleen Kennedy loses control. She's done. She's fired. She's gone. She's out of there. You automatically know it's getting reviews. I'm not that channel. I'm not that guy. I'm not the one that's going to say that to you. I will be fair. I will be just. I will be honest with you about the things that I know or don't know in the film industry. I don't have an inside source. No inside source. I don't have sources. Yeah, I don't have sources, people. Guess what? So what? I can tell you one thing for sure. Logically speaking, it doesn't make sense. And if logically speaking it doesn't make sense, then guess what's going to happen? It's probably not going to be a thing. Disney wants to make money. Kathleen Kennedy makes the money by greenlighting the projects they want. She doesn't write. She doesn't direct. She only produces. And that is a problem. She needs to stop producing and be president and just call it a day. So let me know what you think in the comments below on that. Do you believe that Kathleen Kennedy is going to lose control of them? And how do you think they're going to do this? Because logically speaking, it doesn't make any sense, at least not to me, to think that she can be in charge of all other LucasArts things, not just not Star Wars projects. That's the entire reason that LucasArts exists under the Disney umbrella now as part of Star Wars projects. That's why she's there. It doesn't make any sense to separate the two unless you're splitting the two into two separate companies. If Disney does that, then Disney does that. But until they do that, it doesn't make sense to have her not greenlight the Star Wars projects and greenlight all the other ones. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. So on this channel, we talk about all things positive in your fandom. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. And we're happy to have you here. So make sure you're sharing this video with all of your friends so that they get our excellent content and they can have a little bit of positivity in their YouTube viewing rather than all the hate that you normally see. Go ahead and hit that like button. and hit that subscribe button. Miko really wants you to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to disappoint this face. You don't want to disappoint this face. Well, not this face. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when we do our next video. And friends, remember to be safe out there because the world could be a dangerous place. And we care about you. And at the end of the day, fandom is family.